G'day and welcome to Aussievision. I'm Kyriakos and I'm joined by one of our wonderful Aussievision contributors, Cooper. G'day.
Evening, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, good.
Now, today we're talking about Sweden and their entry for Eurovision 2023 and how we think it's going to go with the jury and the public. Now, this year we have Loreen with Tattoo. She's hailed as Queen Loreen by some, but Loreen is Eurovision royalty, having won the contest back in 2012 with the epic entry Euphoria, and now 11 years later, she's making her big return after winning Melody Festivalen with Tattoo. Now, I know, Cooper, you're a big fan of this as much as I am, maybe a bit more.
I mean, I was too young to remember her first win, so this is real exciting for me as a fan of her to be at Eurovision again. I'm thrilled.
Now, let's see how we think she will go with the jury and the public. Now, we got members of the Aussievision team to score each entry out of 10 based on their jury appeal and televote appeal. Now, Sweden, for the public appeal, got a score of 9.44, ranking Loreen in second place in her semi-final and overall second place in the televote in the grand final if she were to make it. Now, that's a very strong result for Loreen. Cooper, what do you think of the team score, placing a second in the televote and in the grand final, in the semi and in the grand final?
Yeah. I mean, is it shocking? Probably not being that high. I would say that it's a bit interesting seeing where she has been placed, though, because this year I find that there's a lot of songs that are public voting eaters and a lot of jury voting eaters. So for Sweden to be put that high, I'm like, okay, that's good, comforting, because I know that there's been a lot of turning against Tattoo, being like, oh, I don't think it's going to do well, all of this jazz. So yeah, to see us vote at second, it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I think the team actually ranked her quite high, but rightly so because I'm a bit biased. But honestly, I do see the appeal in this entry. Like, to me, she's presenting like a masterpiece. Of course, it's not going to blow everyone away, but it's going to impress a lot of people. And I think her performance, like, very captivating with her emotive vocals, the cinematic camera shots, and the song has the hooks, and especially the infectious chorus. Also, looking back, the song has charted on Spotify in several countries and even reached the viral charts in Australia a few weeks ago. So there is love for the song out there for sure. The only thing I have is concerns. The only concern I have is elephant in the room, which is Sweden and the televote. So in the grand final, Sweden have not been so consistent with their placings in the televote. So they haven't reached the top 10 of the televote since 2015 when Mans came third in the televote. So, yeah, in the televote with Heroes. And Loreen would have to absolutely turn that around to secure a win. Now, we're expecting possibly Finland and Austria to do well in the televote. So if she dominates the jury, she could secure a win, even if she reaches top 3 with the televote.
Yeah, and we've seen with Eurovision, if we're going to talk about Tattoo winning, the winning song has always been quite high up in the televote, like first or second, really, you need to win. Whereas we've seen jury scores, not so much. So I think it is the one concerning point for Tattoo is that it needs to stand up against these heavy hitters. And I think that if we are looking at past Eurovision Sweden entries in the televote, is that we saw maybe 5 years ago when we're getting Robin Bengtsson, we're getting Benjamin Ingrosso, and we're getting Tusse. All those songs are very, very Swedish manufactured pop. Whereas we saw with last year, Cornelia, who I would probably liken is the closest in the recent history to Tattoo, having a bit more genuine authenticity to it. She did place pretty high. She got 6, I think, in the televote. Yeah. So I think there's still a chance for Sweden to do well.
So it's looking really good for Sweden so far. Now, let's take a look at how Loreen would do with the juries. Now, for the jury appeal, the Aussievision team gave Sweden a score of 9.56, ranking Sweden first with the juries. So the team thinks Loreen will win the jury vote. What do you think, Cooper?
I absolutely agree. I think this song is made to be a jury winner. A jury usually votes not for a real rock entry. They don't vote for a very avant-garde, really artsy entry. We've seen that in recent years. They vote for something that is palatable, that is potential radio-friendly hit. And when they mark to criteria, which a televote doesn't, Tattoo marks all of them, ticks every box. So I think it's definitely in the running, most likely going to win the jury vote.
Yeah, same. I can see Loreen dominating the jury vote and maybe even win it. Look, I will admit, I do think there is some stiff competition, maybe from Spain's Blanca Paloma. There's been lots of talk about that. She's shown us during the pre-parties, like her vocals are really, really good. And maybe even Italy's Marco Mengoni, or maybe even France. But yeah, I do think Loreen has a very good shot. Sweden overall have done very well with the juries, as we know, more better than the televote. So the last time they won the jury was with Mans and Heroes in 2015. But since then, they have actually come second in the juries in 2018, 2019, and last year with Cornelia Jacobs. So yeah, they're very good with the juries. So we probably could expect Loreen to do very, very well there. So Cooper, now thinking about the overall finish for Sweden in the grand final, if Loreen were to make it, we probably do think she will make it. Where do you think where do you think she'll finish up?
Look, I was set in stone when this won Melody Festival and that this will win Eurovision. I was like, this is easy. Haven't seen a winner this easy since Duncan Lawrence. But now there is a rise of, like, there is so much noise for Finland and Kardia for the televote. I'm not too sure where. I think it's going to be a two-horse race between them.
Mm.
I think with Sweden, their goal will have to be wowing and stepping up above Finland to win Eurovision. Even if they get second or third, I think they've still got it. So it's pretty much, it's hers to lose, I would say, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I can see, look, I'm not going to say it. I think Sweden are going to have their seventh win. Loreen's going to be the second person to win twice, the first female to achieve it. And then if they do win it, Sweden will be hosting next year on their 50th anniversary of ABBA's win with Waterloo, which those are huge things if she does achieve it for Sweden. So, but look, talking about Mans before, I could see her finishing third with the televote, like, because maybe there's the Finland and Austria factor there, and then win with the juries, and that's what Mans did in 2015. So sorry to all those Swedish doubters out there, but it is possible. But yeah, I agree with you. She's definitely got some stiff competition with their neighbours, Finland.
And we also got to remember with Sweden, sorry, one more thing, is that a lot of, I think the fans in their mind, they have like, no one's going to vote for Loreen again. She's already won. A casual viewer, the commentators, they're probably going to mention it, but they don't care who won 10 years ago. Yeah. They really don't. If this song is as good as it is, it's going to do well for Sweden. Who cares the singer? But Loreen has just got that energy to take them to the end.
Totally agree with you there. Well, thank you very much, Cooper, for the chat about Sweden. Let us know what you think in the comments of where you think Loreen will end up. And thank you for joining us. See ya.
Bye.